Hi everyone, this is Anatcrypto podcast, and we will be talking about Farcaster and my feed from Farcaster. Today we will be talking about disruptive things such as rounds.wtf and Moxie and Airstack. So here we go. Episode of the podcast The Noun Square by Jack Wilds featuring guest Seneca was a turning point in my life. There's been two turning points in my life in this week. One of these was Seneca podcast, and second was the podcast from GM Farcaster Knowledge Proof with betashop.eth. So let's talk about the Seneca podcast. Listening to it made me realize just how much rounds is changing the game. We've entered an era of communities and their culture. Already 80 communities are using rounds now to grow. Rounds allow online communities to reward their members using a simple voting mechanism such as likes. The idea of community members meeting in real life is the next step in the evolution of communities in Farcaster, borrowed from TED, which helped then organize the last Farcon. The current real life event is Base Camp, and one of the future real life events by me is the meeting at DEF CON, at Farcaster event at DEF CON. I will be organizing it, or will be one of the organizers of that event. The time for building L2 and DEX is over for me now, because we have Ethereum, Uniswap and OP Stack. The infrastructure is advanced enough for the next stage. It's time to build communities. So the main idea of me now is community building at Farcaster and researching it. I also just opened new channel. It's called Diaries, Achievement Diary. I hope, like me, you also need to reflect on your day every evening and share your achievements. Lounging on the couch all day is also a big achievement. Don't be shy about it. My achievement diary of that day that I walked 9 kilometers, spent whole day with my wife and kids at the beach club, diving and swimming for an insanely long time. Also, I created this channel and got followed by 4 people with a power badge. So don't be shy and use that channel if you want to spread your achievements, and don't forget about it. GM Farcaster, I called it Artcaster, highlights with Chris co-created. Chris suggests an idea of hugs between participants and their friends, which will be minted as NFTs. I made one of them through co-created. Chris explains how he combines data like coordinates with arcs and other elements to create artworks. Chris has used NFTs to create various pieces, including profiles of 4 nouns. And he said that you can make money with NFTs. It's important for artists to feel seen and appreciated. And I'm appreciating the work of Chris co-created, which is calling We Are Farcaster. and my avatar was included in that NFT. Non-linear that if puts attention and interest into his work of Chris. This means a lot to him. I also same achievement of my day 3 days ago. It was a very productive day. I enjoyed the biographies of artists Spiros, Mani, Kolia, and Kustadiev, and the stories behind their paintings. I also continued migrating my wallet balances to Scroll and Base from other L2s because I think other L2s are don't matter for me. Scroll is ZK rollup which can be most bytecode compatible with Ethereum, and also Base from my perspective is most perspective L2 also, so I'm farming some points and Scroll, and I'm sure that Base can be biggest L2 ever. That's why I'm doing this work, but I don't know how I used to do this tasks all day, because in my past I were doing some difficult quests from layer 3.xyz, for example, and now I don't need it. I'm not interested in it because I like social fi, and it's my life. I also listened to the story of how Jesse Pollock got his noun, his Christmas noun, and where the Base will be decentralized. I suppose Base can be decentralized two ways. One of them is token, but probably they will do decentralization through the optimism token and some of NFTs, Base NFTs. That's another interesting way of decentralization. There are already 5 unique casts on the diary channel. I reward the best ones these tips, so don't forget about it. I explained to my wife that when I look grumpy, I'm not actually angry. I am just focused and writing a summary of my day's achievement. So if you see someone is grumpy, don't think that he's grumpy because of you. He's not angry. He's just focused on his mind. I spent 2 days for researching at Moxie about Moxie protocol, as it could be a game-changing app in the social networking world. It's all about permissionless social capital economics. I also tried some divine fin declare oysters from France and pink jolly from Namibia. That was my food for researching, and I was actively building a frame for easy navigation through Moxie and Airstack ecosystem. Let's look on this frame. What's revolutionary about Moxie protocol by betashop.eth, 50% of the influencers revenue goes out to the author of the cast, 20% to channel token holders, 20% to author token holders, and 10% to Farcaster network token holders. To share the revenue with the author, you can gain control over their tokens, channel tokens, or Farcaster network tokens on auction. For this, you need the Moxie token, and unvested tokens from the recent airdrop will work too. You participate in an auction hosted by the well-known Airstack company, Airstack.xyz, evaluating how profitable the authors of channels casts are using the PE ratio. That's you need to check my frame to understand. bid 2-3 times higher than the clearing price and check again before the auction ends. If the profitability ratio is high, maybe consider bidding even more to account for speculative demand. According to the tokenomics, only 15% of the tokens, it's about $15 million, are allocated for rewards, the 3 million Moxie distributed daily. At this rate, rewards will last for 18 months, now maybe less. Those tokens should I choose? Answer in the frame. You can read the frequently asked questions and install the Moxie frame. Also, you can sell the tokens through Uniswap or Airdrome. Airdrome were more. It was cheaper than Uniswap for me. Also, you can find the link to your bids and upcoming auctions and leaderboard and Kyle's research. Kyle's article was very quality for me because he did good research. The most important metrics, PE ratio, payback period in days, are calculated through the you have to split, you have to so the formula is on the screen, and you can try it by yourself. And also we see an example of research where you can see that Farcaster network was payback period was 63 days, and for TED it was more than several years. For Nikolai, much more bigger. So you have to choose. You have to choose the place where you will leave your money for auction. You have to calculate it, and you can use my frame for calculation. It's calling the most undervalued Moxiecasters and channels in terms of return on investment from buying the Moxie token. So the most undervalued market casters now is I Am the Dude tabletop games channel and 0xn. I think you don't need to participate in auction if the payback period more than 180 days, because you can just leave it in vesting contract and getting proportional money. For example, you now I have 500,000 of Moxie tokens, and every day I can get invested about 2,500 of tokens, and it's equivalent like buying SG and Y and SGNY there or memes token. So I think it's not interesting to buy these tokens. Also, you need you can do it not only on market but in auction. Undervalued upcoming casters are here. They are, but you have to choose choose it not only by payback period, but also because of TVL. Because if you put 500,000 tokens to Sheldon TVL, your payback period will grow insanely, because you are a big whale in this market. So I prefer not to put more than 20 or 50% of current TVL. So maybe the best decision would be buying today Ghost Links and X0 Dura. And the last one will be GM Farcaster episode 134-135 highlights. Varun said that tabletop games can be a great way for people to find others with shared interests that aren't available on their social networks. I Speak Nerd said that there will be offline tabletop events in August in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and San Diego. Also, there will be many games at Base Camp 001 in California, which is going to in the next several days. Betashop.if said that our mission is to increase the GDP of Farcaster. Every time you rate or reply to something, you are spending a part of your social capital to show others its value. So you're not only spending the time, but also you're spending your social capital when you're liking or requesting something. All Moxie transactions are signed when interacting with the frame, so it's the most secure because you are not you are not able to do something on scam site, and all the links coming through the direct by Airstack account. Dan Romero said that the balance of ERC20 tokens and NFTs will be a future filter for direct messages. CMLED.if made an improvement to the Warpcast feed. The algorithm will be better about exposing you to more users. Cicarella captured Vitalik with gold nuggets at AdCon, so Vitalik is supporting Nouns community. And the last one will be from Nounish Prof and Brian Morris. GM is not just a good morning wish, it's the sincerity and energy that create an atmosphere of authenticity in the world. So be sincere, be positive, and GM. See you next week. Bye bye.